I'd like to thank the grace of heaven, virtues of masters, grand predecessor, kindness of transmitters, and all of you for giving me the chance to share with this topic. So, who are the four great heavenly law enforcers? That's Lord, Guan, Zhang, Li, Yue. So they serve the heavenly duties of protecting the altar and the law and safeguarding the Tao. So General Kuang and General Zhang, they swore a brotherhood with Liu Bei. Their goal is to revive the Han dynasty and defeat the Chao army. So Holy Emperor Guan, his name is Guan Yu, was born in 160 AD. And right now we are 2025 AD. The AD means after Jesus was born, right? And BC is before Jesus was born. So General Guan, his ancestors told his son using the Yi Jing and the spring and autumn. Right now, I don't think many people use these two to teach their kids, correct? So why they become a emperor? Yeah, that's some reason, okay? The education of the kids is very, very important, okay? So the spring and the autumn, that book is talking about 12 emperors, how they run the country, okay, in China. So he was very filial and stayed by his parents' terms for 3 years. Yeah, all the time. They do that. A lot of the people, they are very filial. So when parents pass away, they will accompany next to their the graveyard. So his life was full of holy deeds, including the first one, searching for his sworn brother Liu Bei across the 1,000 miles. That's benevolence, right? So in 200 AD, during the war with Cao Cao, to protect Liu Bei's two wives, General Guang was separated from Liu Bei and forced to surrender to Cao Cao. Could you imagine, if we were General Guang, we had to protect two ladies and then fight with the enemy. So could we survive? It's really a tough job, correct? To protect himself and also two ladies. So Cao Cao tried to break propriety by putting General Guang with Liu Bei's wives in one room, okay? But General Guang stayed outside and reading the spring and the autumn and the whole night through with a candle. So Cao Cao was so impressed, made him assistant general. So you can tell Cao Cao like General Guan so much. Okay, so it's actually they are opposite. They are considered like an enemy to each other. But he likes him so much, so he make him become an assistant general. So Cao Cao gave General Guang gold, silver, beautiful woman, the robes, but he did not accept or thank him, except a red-haired horse. So Cao Cao was confused and asked, why thank me for the horse but not the other gift? So General Guang said, this red-haired horse can travel 1,000 miles a day. With this horse, he can meet his brother in one day. So Cao Cao deeply regretted the gift he gave to him. So General Guang remained loyal to Liu Bei, but not Cao Cao. So soon, General Guang learned his brother was with Yuan Shao. So he tried to say goodbye to Cao Cao, but Cao Cao don't want to see him at all. Okay, he does not want him to leave. So who is Yuan Shao? Yuan Shao and Cao Cao, they were buddy. They were best friends when they were little. Yuan Shao, when I grew up, Yuan Shao was the main general in charge of the whole China. And Cao Cao also is a general, but he waited for his chance. He attacked Yan Shao. Could you imagine the good friend? He attacked Yan Shao, and he occupied the north of China by burning the army food supplies. Okay, so he had the north, and the Yuan Shao had the south. So General Kuang resigned from his position and escorted the two emperor sister-in-law. So, but they got blocked along the way because they don't have a official release document. It's just like we have a passport. We want to go to other country, right? Or we take an airplane. We want to go to other state. We need an ID, document. Yeah, without those things, yeah, they cannot pass. So he then passed through 5 pass gates and killed Cao Cao's 6 generals. Okay, so Cao Cao said, "Wow, he is so firm. He want to leave. He want to meet his brother, and also he killed his good generals." So Cao Cao quickly issue the 3 release document, allow them to pass any gates. Okay, so General Guang and his group to meet Liu Bei. So second one is Hualong that place. General Guang spared Chao. That's righteousness. Why he spared the enemy? Okay, because that time Cao Cao lost in the war, and his fear, he's afraid that they can kill him, right? So he rode forward and pleaded with General Guang about their past. Actually, Cao Cao treat General Guang very well because he could arrest him and kill him. Especially he killed the 6 generals, right? And they were the enemy. He could kill him anytime, right? But he didn't. Okay. So after he talked about what happened past, so moved by General Guang moved by Cao Cao's kindness to him. So General Guang, just sided and let go the entire Chao army. Okay, that's his righteousness. So the third one, guarding the emperor sister-in-law with a candle whole night through. That's propriety. That time he was 41 years old. All right. So fourth one, flooding the 7 armies. General Guang had the wisdom. That's why he can easily, defeat the enemy. So General Guang used the rising Han River to flood the enemy's 7 armies and capture Yu Jin, okay, enemy's general. So, in the beginning, PeiDe is another general of opposite side. He's very powerful. So actually, General Guang couldn't beat PeiDe at first. But Yu Jin, because Yu Jin jealous of PeiDe's achievement, so order a retreat. Okay, that's why General Guang was able to capture both of them. So it's very important, the same group should have the same heart and work together. Just like we are in the temple, we got to have the same goal. We want to reach the Buddhahood. We got to have the same mind, same goal, and reach the Buddhahood. Okay, I cannot do something bad behind the back. That's no good. So the fifth one, attending the meeting with a single sword. That's trust. So the enemy Lu Su pretended to invite General Guang across the river to take back the territory. But even General Guang knew their plan, but he did not get scared. He crossed alone, defeat the generals, and returned safely. Okay, that's very brave, right? So through many lifetimes of loyalty and righteousness, he was granted the title of a Holy Emperor and the Supreme Emperor. That's big title. So starting from 1924, he became the Jet Emperor. What is Jet Emperor? That's the emperor in charge, the temporary heaven, okay? So overseeing the heavens and the law enforcer, okay? That's in the permanent heaven, all right? So the compassionate teaching of Holy Emperor Guang, he said, wise scholars, if you yourself are not pure, it will affect countless beings. Do we understand? All right. So in this final period now, Buddhas return to Buddhas. Demons return to demons. Gods return to gods. There's a good god, like a fortune god, and bad god, devil, evil, okay? Ghost return to ghost, all right? Uh-oh. So each returns to their path. And there is the time we are in. So it all depends on your heart. So do we want to return to Buddha path, or we want to return to the bad one? It's really up to us. For sure, we want to reach the Buddhahood, right? So we got to listen to and learn from all the saints, right? Cannot do the bad thing. So if our mind is not pure and we act in a false way, so we won't connect with the divine. So the Buddhas will not come and the demons will invade. Oh, that's bad. Huh? Think about it. If the immortals and the Buddha don't protect us, or debt come back to haunt us, or true nature cannot be the master, okay? We do bad thing because the master is not in charge, okay? So if wise people are misguided us, so in temple, we are not sent, so it's possible, people has not the right concept and misguiding us. What will happen? Wise scholars, if we don't awaken or change, then we end up in mountains. That's right now it might be 24 layers of the hair in the mountains. So this is not a straight from Lord Guan. And just receiving Tao is not enough. We have to do more, okay, to become Buddha. So no matter how good we are at speaking or how talented we are, without respect for the mandate and for following the golden thread is useless. It's not going to reach to the permanent heaven, okay? So the mandate is not something anyone can shoulder or insult. That's terrible to insult mandate, okay, heaven's mandate. So how dare us not respect mandate? Cannot do that. So we receive Tao, but don't practice it, okay? Don't repay kindness. We don't ferry anybody. Don't try at all. That's no good. Don't fulfill our vows, okay? We make a lot of vows, but we got to know what we made the vows for, okay? We got to know the content and we have to do it. So how can we escape a disaster, settle karmic debt, or break free from the cycle of reincarnation? So we must practice. We must, very kind to very other people, okay, and fulfill our vows. It's very, very important, okay? So repent with a sincere heart, start fresh, and never repeat our mistakes. Heaven favors those who repent. Okay, so remember, follow the Buddha's teachings carefully. It is not the Tao that supports the person, but the person who uproots Tao. Okay, so we think it's serious, so we want to go for it. Okay, so heaven relies on people to spread the teachings, and the people rely on heaven to succeed. So to follow the Tao, we must have the mindset of a sage and the character of a noble, virtual person. That's very, very important. So on our path of cultivation, have we made these mistakes? If any mistakes, this is like a list, okay? Checking list. If we make any mistake, we got to correct it right away. So not respecting our holy teachers or the Tao. So not listening to our holy teachers, whatever they say, all right? Not following proper disciplines, slandering or disrespecting the mandate, thinking of quitting in tough time. Yeah, this is the only chance we can become reach the Buddhahood. So never quit, okay, even it's very tough. So not sacrificing or contributing. Bully others. Hey, in the school, the kids bully others. Hey, in the temple, cannot do that, okay? We want to become a Buddha. How could we bully anybody, right? So everybody is equal, cannot bully others. Being arrogant, nothing too arrogant, right? We are not reached the Buddha who yet. What is even Buddha become the Buddha, they don't feel so proud of themselves, correct? They are so kind. They would rather sacrifice themselves to save everybody. So acting recklessly, so that's no good. Not following temple regulations. The temple regulation is very, very important. That is a way to go to permanent heaven, okay? Going off the right path, that's not a way to go back to permanent heaven, all right? So in the Tao Temple, we are blessed by heavenly grace and the master's teaching. So the same as our ninth generation of descendant and the seventh generation of ancestors, they also got a blessing because of us. But why do we lack the will to cultivate? Why? Why is our heart not right? Our thought not proper? Be careful, be careful. Okay, Emperor Guan told us to be very careful. Okay, so our ninth generation of descendant and the seventh generation of ancestors could be imprisoned because of us. Do not take this matter lightly. So he asked us, do we understand? Okay, these authors keep coming. Yes, it's true statement, right? More and more disaster. So have we thought about it? Okay, we have to save people. Okay, save ourselves too. All right. So the second one is Holy Emperor Zhang. His name is Zhang Fei. Curly's name is Yi. What Curly's name is when he become an adult, so he named himself Yi. What does Yi mean? Yi means beautiful virtue. So he want to become a beautiful virtual person. So due to his loyalty and righteousness, after his death, the God honored him as great emperor to assist the Jet emperor. We mentioned that before. That's General Guang. Okay, he became one of the heavenly law enforcers. So General Zhang, who was holding off the enemy, soon saw Cao Cao's army arrive. So led by his top generals with a blue umbrella. Umbrella will say, hey, they are Cao's army. Okay. So General Zhang roared loudly like a thunder. And Zhang Yide from Yan, who dares to fight me? So the entire Cao army trembled in fear. And even Cao quickly ordered for his umbrella to be taken down. Okay. General Zhang shouted again, Zhang Yide from Yan is here. Who dares to fight me? So seeing his boldness, Cao decided to retreat. They all got so scared. So one of Cao's general got so scared he even fell off from his horse and died. The army was kind of panicked and freed. So General Zhang stood at the bridge and shouted again, I'm Zhang Yide, who dares to fight me? So his shout scared the Cao's soldiers, and the Liu Bei was able to escape. Okay. So with only 20 men, General Zhang scared off 5,000 Chao soldiers. All right. And his kindness teachings to us. So after the 3 periods ended, a great disaster struck, and I saw people running in fear. There were fire, floods, drought, pandemics, kidnapping in Cambodia, right? And the war. And in the mudslide, not a while ago, Texas even have a sandstorm. and the hailstorm, all kind of disasters. All right. So disaster was caused by evil deeds and in heaven's anger. So it struck the earth. So now we know the answer, right? So this group of demons is infuriating, acting without a conscience and causing harm. They have turned the world into a mess of anger and suffering. Yeah, that's really terrible, right? So they are untruthful, creating chaos and ignoring moral laws, going against heaven's will. Heaven is so kind that they don't want anybody to suffer, right? So their sins are too great to be forgiven. And heaven's justice will not spare them. So only when they are completely removed will things be right again. So this is a divine cleansing. So in the temple, we got to be careful. We got to follow heaven's will. We do something against heaven. Yeah, we will face the divine cleansing too. So he said he will use his skill to help good people as heaven's will. Okay, heaven love to help the good people, and the law are in his hands. All right, those who follow the Tao should set an example for others and must be a role model. So they have a heavy responsibility and must not stray from the Tao. Okay, got to be very justified. And even a small mistake won't be forgiven. A small mistake can lead to big consequences. So be careful. Okay? Little tiny mistake it will prevent us to go back to permanent heaven. Okay? So he oversees the process and sometimes lost in the doubt. May not be fully devoted. People may pretend to be sincere and handle things well, ignoring the truth. They might outwardly obey, but secretly go against it, or know what's right, but refuse to act. Why they do that? That's not very smart, right? They could flatter others to create a false image and deceive themselves and others. So they may show off their talent with pride or act arrogant and carelessly. Okay, they're too proud of themselves and become like that. Some set big goals but never follow through or give up halfway without a clear purpose. Why give up, right? This is the only chance to become Buddha. There are also those who deceive, cheat their teachers, disrespect their ancestors too, okay, and act out of greed. Even more, some distort the truth and mislead the good, while others curse their teachers and defy the heavens. Okay, so even the scripture, sometimes people explain it wrong, right? They use their way to explain it. So that's not a heaven's will. So a group of people faking efforts and joining in for the excitement. Okay, so absolutely won't tolerate incompetence or disorder. Even less will or heaven tolerates causing dispute or shaking the path of righteousness. Okay, so he will use very possible trick to remove them, and the law is ruthless. Okay, the heaven will not favor anybody. Okay, so none will receive mercy or be forgiven. So soon with the incapable skies, net and the earth's web, trap, okay, that surrounds from all directions, fate closing in. Who can escape? So heaven is fair, okay? They will judge everything. So when the test begins, evil forces will try to disrupt and may suppress us. In that time, even if demons cause chaos, we must stay focused on the truth and our goals. If we still have unresolved debt or wrongs, the demons won't spare us. Back then, we did not act with virtue, and now we regret it. So Emperor Zhang said he cannot help. We have to face it alone, even though he has strong magic to fight demons. So he cannot, he can watch and cannot help us. So everyone knows he has a quick temper. So if we act carelessly, we have to expect punishment from heaven, okay? So be careful, this isn't a joke. If we break the rules, he will show us the consequences. The future is bright, but be careful of traps along the way, okay? So we got to have a wisdom, right? Take his words seriously and follow them if we want his help to succeed. So he said, when I tell you all to do good deeds, and we make an excuse saying we are so busy. Okay, we want to make money, to have a good life, to have a house, to have a good vacation, something like that. Okay, we don't have time to cultivate. Okay, when he tell us to listen to the truth, and we would rather stay at home and enjoy ourselves. Is that true statement? Yeah, we have to think about. Okay, when he asks us to uphold precept, okay, follow the rule, and we become more careless with our vegetarian food, right? Okay, so that's whatever heaven don't like us to do, don't do it. Okay, immortal Lu, everybody knows immortal Lu, right? So see from start from the XinMin, ZhiShan, and PeiDe right now. There's a scripture from immortal Lu. Yeah, so the text was from him, right? Part of it. Okay, so his last name is Lu, and Curtis' name is Dongbin, and he's one of the 8 immortals. So immortals, while traveling on the Yangtze River, he met immortal Zhongli at an inn, and they quickly became very good friends. Okay, so he was tired and he fell asleep at a table. In his dream, he imagined becoming a top scholar, marry a princess, having many children, and rising to a very high position. Okay, we all have a dream. Some people want to become a manager. Some people want to become a CEO, correct? Right? But he was betrayed and lost his job and was killed by traitors. Just as he was about to die, he woke up from the dream. Okay, is that scary? Nice dream and scary dream too, right? So Immortal Zhong laughed and said, "The millet isn't cooked yet. A dream reached the paradise." Correct? So after waking up, General Li realized life is just a big dream. He became Zhong Li's disciples and passed 10 major trials. Okay, so eventually he became one of the great immortals. So starting in 1924, he and the General Huang founded the Ruantan Temple to help people earning great merit. So Ruantan Temple is their main task is trying to educate people. Okay, so they are not like a Tao temple. Okay, it's kind of a even right now in Taiwan, everywhere, a lot of countries they still have this kind of temple, but it's most like a lot of people they got sick or they have some difficulty in the life, so they go there and ask what they should do. They do have a send writing and the channel in too. Okay, but it's kind of belong to temporary heavens. So General Guang in charge, he is a Jet Emperor, so he in charge Runtime Temple. Okay, so we have to pay respect to them. They have their task too. Okay, he's also one of the heavenly law enforcers. Okay, so 4 of them. Okay, so let's see 10 trials. The first one, Immortal Lu had gone far away from home, and when he came back, he saw his whole family was sick and died. Immortal Lu did not feel sad. He just calmly prepared for their burial. Okay, but soon after, they all came back to life perfectly fine. Okay, this his teacher tried to give him some tests. So immortal Lu knew the life and death are only illusions. When someone died, it's simply their time. He let go of attachment and faced it all with calm. Okay. So the second one, immortal Lu was selling goods at the market. So after agreeing on a price, the buyer suddenly changed his mind and offered only half. So what should we do if we are the seller? Maybe argue, right? A fight, right? But immortal Lu did not argue and sold the goods at the new price. So the main idea is that he wasn't bothered by gains or losses. Okay. On New Year's Day, immortal Lu met a beggar asking for money. All right. After giving him some, the beggar kept asking for more and curses at him. So immortal Lu smiled and politely refused. This tests a person's generosity and patience. Okay. If that's all, if us, then what should we do? Right? We have to think about. So immortal Lu was herding sheep in the mountains when a hungry tiger came after them. So he stood in front of a tiger to protect those sheep, and the tiger left him alone and went away. Is that amazing? So immortal Lu risked his life to protect the sheep. So kind, right? This was a test of compassion and selflessness. So fifth one, the immortal Lu lived in a small cottage in the mountains, studying. Okay, and a beautiful woman, very, very beautiful, came by and saying she had lost her way and asked to rest in the small cottage. So she then tried to seduce him with her charm, but immortal Lu remained unmoved. Okay, most people get trapped by desire and cannot escape, let alone reach the path to heaven. That moment with attractive woman, they just forgot that how to go back to heaven, right? The sixth, immortal Lu went out for a day. Upon returning, found that all his household wealth had been stolen. Okay. However, General Lu showed no sign of anger and continued to work the land. While plowing, he suddenly uncovered several dozen pieces of gold. He quickly covered them back up and took none of gold. Hey, if that's us, what are we going to do? Hey, I did not steal from other people. Maybe God want to send those for us, right? But as a why he qualified to become an immortal. He is not greedy. Okay, he does not want something does not belong to him. So when General Lu lost his belonging, he stayed calm. When he found the gold, he left it because the gold wasn't his. So a true cultivator let go of greed and desire. Okay, so it sounds easy, but it's at that moment it's not easy. Okay, that's why he become an immortal. A seventh, immortal Lu met a seller of a couple items and bought them back. Okay. When he got home and looked, he found they were all gold. He then went back to the seller and returned to the seller. Okay. This is a test of greed again. Okay. A true cultivator never takes unfair wealth. Okay. If something does not belong to us, just don't take it. Okay. A crazy Taoist was selling medicine on the street and claiming it would cure you immediately, but make us immortal in our next life. So do we want to take that medicine? Not many people has reading, right? So immortally bought it. The Taoists say, get ready to die, right? But immortally wasn't afraid, and he remained unharmed. Okay, again, this is the text from his teacher. The immortally want to become obsessed with immortality and fearlessly seek death? No, immortal Yu was eager to follow the Tao. Okay, all time it's not very easy to receive Tao. Now, right now, everybody can receive Tao, right? A lot of people, most of people, but all time, not many people can receive Tao. So whoever want to receive Tao, they are so eager to find the Tao. So one day the river flooded, and the immortal Li and others crossed it. And when they reached the middle, the wind and the waves became so brutal. Okay, so everyone was scared and screaming, but immortal Li sat calmly without moving. Okay, this tests inner strength of a concentration power. Immortal Li stayed calm and focused even in difficult situations. Right. The 10th trial test Immortal Li sat alone in a room, and all of a sudden he saw many strange and frightening ghosts. Some wanting to attack or kill him. He wasn't afraid. Then he heard a loud voice from above, and all the ghosts vanished. A man clapped and laughed. It was his teacher, Immortal Zhongli. Wow, what a test, right? Immortal Li believes if ghosts had a resentment, they could take his life. So he is willing to sacrifice or let them take his life. Right? Another story is turning stone into gold. One day, Immortal Zhongli offered teach Immortal Li a magical method to turn stone into gold, saying it could help the whole world. So if that's us, do we want to learn this method, how to turn the stone into gold and help other people? Okay, I think it's kind of hard decision, correct? Okay, but Immortal Li asked, will the gold ever turn back into stone? Okay, Immortal Zhongli replied, not for 500 years. All right, Immortal Li said, then I don't want to learn it. Immortal Zhongli asked, why not? A lot of people, they're eager to learn it, right? So Immortal Li replied, because it will bring harm to people 500 years from now. So that single thought shook the heavens, and it said that from that moment, Immortal Li completed 3,000 merit and 800 spiritual achievements. Okay, that's from Buddha nature. He thinks that way. Okay, he does not want to harm anybody at all. Okay, so Immortal Li's kind teaching in the temple, if the rules and regulations are loose, and the propriety of morning and evening incense offering are done carelessly, is that acceptable? Okay, no good, right? In the temple, if meetings are not held on time and waste the community's precious time, this is not acceptable. So do we understand? We got to be on time and the finish on time too, right? So after the meeting, it was decided, and surprisingly, a cultivator was saying the opposite. Is that acceptable? Yeah, don't say something negative, right? To speak not with righteousness, but with negative words that influence fellow cultivators. This is devil, okay? So we got to be careful. Don't do the devil thing, okay? Immortal Li told us what kind of people will become devil, okay? Handling temple affairs, whether fair or unfair, there's no need for us to speak of it. So Immortal, they can clearly observe everything, okay? There's no need to cheat because heaven and the earth cannot be fooled. Therefore, a small-minded person seeks out fame and the merit, trying to flatter those in power to gain a position. This is absolutely ridiculous, okay? So in the temple, don't do those kind of things, okay? Many white-era cultivators who returned to the heavenly realm ended up in court. Why in court? Because we have to face judgment, right? While those who truly cultivate in this world are on the immortal list, they will become future immortal. Okay, so which way do we want? A cultivator without gratitude, in their heart is not fit of being of heaven use. Okay, heaven don't want to use those people. No, like a no heart, right? They don't know how to feel thankful. Okay, why? Because a grateful cultivator will act with respect and care for fellow cultivators, and those younger or less experienced, they don't have a lot of experience. If a person lacks gratitude, their cultivation is in vain. Only by this discipline ourselves and practicing the Tao, can we take on great responsibility? Okay, if we can do that, then heaven for sure will give us more responsibility, right? If a person is careless with their own cultivation, how can they achieve anything? The Tao is within us. Cultivating the Tao is simple and can lead to immortality. Okay, this General Ye, so he was from 1103 and to 1142, was from Henan. He was extremely filial to his mother. A large bird flew above his house, so he was named Yue Fei. Okay, Fei means like a bird flying on the sky. His family was poor, so he used the firewood to make candle, studying late into the night. By 20, he could draw a 300 pound bowl. The bowls look like this, okay? So General Ye's mother carved the word loyalty to country on his back. Wow, that must be hurt, right? But that's just want to put in his heart deeply, okay? So he joined the army, defeated the Jin group, and was honored by Emperor Gaozong. He was greatly loyal and filial. 2 emperors after he died honored him as marshal and loyal. So he, along with Holy Emperor Guang, helped establish Rantan Temple and was honored as one of the heavenly law enforcers. So General Ye won every battle. In 1140, he defeated 100,000 Jin soldiers with only 500 troops, bringing the country close to recovery. Okay, there are a lot of enemy around, right? At that time, Emperor Gaozong believed false rumors and sent 12 orders telling General Ye to pull back his army, saying a single army cannot last long. So General Ye sided. 10 years of hard work gone in 1 minute, right? When he returned to the capital, General Ye lost his position and authority. And a year later, the corrupted officer Qin Kuai framed him, okay? And he was executed by strangulation at age 39. His son and officer were also killed. Oh, this is so heartbroken, right? Such a good person has to face this kind of death. So General Ye was strict with his soldiers and never harmed the civilians. His army never robbed or broke into anybody's homes. Okay, in battle, he led by example and he and his wife cared for sick soldiers. He made sure to support the families of fallen soldiers and shared all rewards with his men. Among the 4 great generals of the Southern Song, General Ye had the most achievement but was the youngest and came from the lowest background. General Ye respected the other generals. So in the battle, one battle, he had already won by the time the emperor sent the news army arrived. But he still asked the emperor to reward Liu first. Okay, virtual person, right? Dear wise, Lord Ye's kind of teaching. Dear wise scholars, cherish our true nature. Don't let ignorance, anger, or greed harm us. Okay. Every night before bed, ask ourselves: did I waste time today? Did my actions align with my true nature and the heaven? So have I done the work I'm supposed to do at the temple properly? Or have I been doing it half-hearted? No, half-hearted. That's bad, right? Reflect on this every day and hold ourselves to high standards. If we forgot the basic temple rules, we cannot truly guide others. Without leading by example, those we guide will stray further. Okay? Being attached to claiming people as mine only causes division and prevents progress. If a person is attached to how much they have given, thinking of as a number of something visible, then the reward from heaven will only be as much as that. Okay, by letting go of attachment, we become one with the universe. We lost discrimination, our hearts become infinite. The heavenly blessings are infinite too. Okay, if we lose this guidance of temporal rules and regulation, it will be difficult to return to the permanent heaven. All right. In front of the law, everyone is equal. Even celestial beings and the Buddhas must face trial to provide their virtue, right? After so many lifetimes, heaven's judgment select the best. Can we not truly cultivate and focus? Okay. So everyone knows the story of Yue and Qin Kuai. So loyalty and versus disloyalty. Qin Kuai since condemned his soul to the Abi hell, okay, where he cannot escape at all. So uh, he's honored with loyalty and righteousness recording in the Chinese history, and Why era serving as one of the four great heavenly law enforcers. So virtuous scholar, how can loyalty and disloyalty be distinguished? It's all in a single thought. Why is the single thought? That of true nature, okay? Or true Buddha nature. So for over 60,000 years, beings have strayed from our true nature, and our karma is huge. Can our action in this life undo past wrongs? Okay, so he is trying to ask us at the end of life, redeemed sins are like dust on a fingertip, while undeemed sins are like the dirt of the earth. Okay, so the karmic debt we have built over 60,000 years may never be fully repaid, even if we dedicate our whole life to sacred work. So we have to really work very, very hard, right? So do not give up. Never give up. Or chance. This is the only chance we can attain Buddhahood. Okay? Don't wait for another 129,000 years. Yeah, maybe we don't have a chance to receive Tao at all. Okay? So that's hand and hold a hand and with hand and cultivate and help each other cultivate and achieve it in this lifetime. All right. So if I say anything incorrectly, I ask for heaven's forgiveness and for transmitters and to correct me and all of you to give me the feedback. Thank you, everybody.